Well, there's a lot of angles and a lot of things to talk about. Padres, of course, pounded the battered Angels, winning three in a row. They got a bit of a winning streak going. The Padres are facing the New York Mets in a weekend series. The Mets, of course, have won four in a row, and they've really struggled. In fact, this is a matchup, I think, John, of the two most disappointing teams in Major League Baseball right now. Both teams have had enormous injuries. The Padres staff has been dinged up. The bullpen has kind of imploded for a degree. They are hitting now where they weren't hitting early. The New York Mets are an absolute disaster. They're starting pitching. Of their top six starters, five of them are on the disabled list for extended periods of time. And of course, they don't have their lead closer. And then they lost Pete Alonso, their home run hitter, for a chunk of time with a hand and a wrist injury. So this is a matchup this weekend of two teams that desperately need wins to be able to stay in the wild card playoff race. We're heading, once we get through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Padres Mets, we are then heading to the All-Star break. And a lot of conversation about who did not make it representing San Diego. There is no El Nino at this point, though he could be added next week if there are more injuries. There is no Blake Snell, which to me is a bit of a disappointment. But I think there's a couple of descriptions why. Tatis missed the first 20 games of the season, started the first month really slowly, kind of swooned a little bit in early June. And the other factor is I think people are holding the PED violation against him. You know, the fans' vote would not allow him on the team. They chose the starters. Then, of course, the players' vote, he didn't get chosen there. Now, one of the reasons, it's a great right fielder in Atlanta by the name of Ronald Acuna, who's putting up MVP-type numbers in every category. So a little bit surprised Tatis did not get more recognition. Blake Snell, phenomenal month of June, 0.78 ERA, all those great starts combined together. He didn't do anything in April. He didn't do anything in May. His ERA at one point was like 6.92. I could understand Snell not getting in. If more pitchers break down in the next couple of days, something bad happens on the weekend to a couple of more starters, and maybe Snell gets a phone call, maybe he still gets to go. But that's my response as to why there is no El Nino and why Snell did not make it to go to his hometown in Seattle for the All-Star game next week. John, your spin.
First of all, I'm loving the Padres. I think, are they teasing us again? Are they turning the corner? You know, we got a couple of games where you swept the Angels, which is great. I still think you're right. I think the voters, I think MLB authorities are still holding the PEDs against Tatis, and it's a darn shame. That guy is an electric player, and he deserves to be on that stage. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, there's always these last-minute replacements as guys sort of bow out with injuries.
Okay, on we go. After we get done with the Padres and Mets series, we still got business to wrap up here as it relates to where this team is in the standings. There are 6 games out of the last wild card spot, not the first wild card spot or the second spot, but they're 6 games back of the third one. They need a hot streak, more than 3 wins in a row and then bad outings. It's going to be a big challenge once they come off the All-Star break, but let's see what they do against the Mets, because they say battle of the two most disappointing teams.